Hi, and welcome to the Get Local podcast. I'm Joanne Fowler, and I am your host for our show today. And as always, I'm very excited about the opportunity to bring in some of our local hidden gems in the area, in the upstate. But the thing that excites me the most is when I get to bring in young entrepreneurs. So today in our studio at 864 Sound, Sweetbriar Road in Greenville, South Carolina, we have 3 business owners, but only 2 we could fit onto the stage today. So in the studio, we have all 3, but Robert Gauthier. Did I say it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yay! Ben Stubbs and Carson Paris, who is outside the studio listening, but a big contributor as well.
There he is.
These guys are from Move. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks for
Thank you.
having
Yeah,
us.
thank
Man,
you.
we are so excited. Anytime I get young entrepreneurs in here, it is just exciting because that means you guys are not only going to college, you're at North Greenville?
Yes, ma'am.
All 3 of you?
Just me. Carson was a recent graduate.
How amazing. And so these guys are not even waiting till you graduate to get out there and get a business going.
Right,
So
yes, ma'am.
So awesome. Well, thank you for coming in today. And what I want to do is just talk about y'all. I want our listening audience to find out a little bit about Move. So you can talk together or you can talk individually. But who is Move?
So Move is a company made up of me, Ben, and Carson, and we focus on demolition and junk removal.
Demolition and junk removal.
Yes, ma'am.
So that like entitles everybody has some junk they want to get removed.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
Anything
assume.
and everything. Usually it's just
Any.
couches, refrigerators. We've gone from easy jobs to terrible jobs. It just depends. But
Oh my goodness.
we try and help customers out as much as we can.
Now,
So,
what in the world made you guys decide to start this business?
This is actually a pretty interesting story, but I was in college, broke college student, didn't have any money.
Broke
and,
college
and
student.
didn't have
Sounds
time for
familiar.
a job either. Yeah. But my mom actually I had a pickup truck. My mom had the idea. She was like, start using your truck and figure out how to make money with it. Because I didn't have time for a real job because of classes,
Right.
work, and all that. So I started posting. I actually started out on Nextdoor, just posting, hey, I can pick stuff up for you. The ball really started rolling. I started picking up business, just me as a side hustle at first. And then it just kept growing. I finally got my first trailer. It was a little utility trailer. And then I finally saved up enough for a dump trailer. And once we got that dump trailer, it was game over.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
everything
So
started rolling.
how did you bring your partners in?
So Ben actually, it worked out honestly perfectly. So I was getting to the point where I couldn't even keep up with how much work was coming in with just me in school. And this was when we had the dump trailer. And then Ben came back home and he needed something to do too. And he had already been doing it with me a lot in the past summer, helping when he was back from school. So then Ben hopped on, and then me and him started running it. And we've always also given job opportunities to people I go to school with. So, I mean, if people need money at all, they know to call me, and I'll probably get them some work.
A lot
But,
of college students.
yeah,
a lot
a
of
lot.
college students.
North Greenville students are the best.
North Greenville.
But
So what do you guys do? You go pick it up and then what do you do? Do you take it to the landfill?
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
have do you have
So-
to have an agreement with the landfills?
Kind of. They kind of understand us now since we've been there so many times. But we can go to. There's only 3. We've tried to go to a residential one. We got kicked out of there.
they don't like
get
us
mad
there
at us for
anymore.
that one.
Yeah.
But we go to one in Spartanburg called Welford, one in Honiopath, which is Twin Chimneys, and then MRR, which is on Pelham Road.
So you basically go to whichever one's the closest when
Correct,
you're picking up. So is there anything you will not pick up?
Paint. We do not
Paint,
like paint.
and we pick up tires, but they can be a little frustrating picking up.
The landfill just charges more per tire.
Oh,
So
wow.
And I
makes
think
it
we
feasible.
also get kind of misleaded on certain jobs. We'll get there and they think, we can take away grass, leaves, and we just kind of have to explain to them we're not landscapers.
Gotcha.
we get that a
we'll
lot.
remove the bulk, but we can't get, the little things.
So what about
So-
people who maybe try to take those landscaping items and they stick them in a trash bag for you? So when you come over, you don't really know it's landscaping. Does
That's
that
actually
happen?
it's actually the most helpful thing possible. Rather than just a pile of leaves, we have to rent a little dingo and get out that way. But if they're in bags, that makes our life so much easier.
So will you take landscaping if it's in a
Oh, yeah.
bag?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
it's just we don't do the
we won't-
landscaping work.
Yeah, we
Gotcha.
don't
So
cut
kind of like
trees.
raking up leaves, digging holes, just anything like that. It's,
So you're coming to throw those items in the back of your truck. You're not coming to do
Correct.
anything to
Yes,
collect
ma'am.
those items
Yes,
other than
ma'am.
pick them up and
Yeah.
throw them in
We
the
can
truck.
cut some trees. I mean, we're not a tree cutting business or anything like that. But if someone needs just a little bit in that area done, we can usually make it work.
It's usually just a lot of bulk. So a lot of people have just big backyards where they just moved into a house or something, and they kind of want us to clean that out for them, and we just have to tell them like we can get the junk around there or the bulk of sticks, but that everything we just can't do.
So how does
So-
it work? If someone's got some items they want to get rid of, they just call you guys? Do you give them a quote over the phone, or do you go out and take a look at what they're disposing of, and then
So
you quote?
yeah, we used to quote over the phone. Then it ended up being a mistake on our end and their end because they'd either give us a description that was either false, we thought it was way too small, or too big. So it just made the process of quoting very inaccurate. So instead of doing that now, they call us, we quote a day and time for a free quote. And if they like our quote, we get it done then and there.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So we'll just go up there and, if say someone has 2 couches and our minimum is 120 and it's not going to take up that much, we'll just say, hey, 120. If they agree on it, we'll grab it, take it off, and get it out of their way.
So what are you finding? Do you find a lot of times when you go out and you quote, are most people hiring you 90% of the time, 99% of the time?
I think we close probably 95% of our jobs we go to.
so. That's fantastic. So that means your pricing's reasonable, or
Yes.
they're in a desperate situation.
Yeah.
And they need
We
to get rid
also
of that.
we try and it just kind of depends, but we try and say we charge $500 for a job and some guy's just like, hey, I can't pay that. We'll just ask him like, what price do you have in mind? We want to make sure we treat the customers with respect, and what they want we try and give them
I think
to
that's
to a
great.
certain
Yeah, it's
extent.
I mean, you guys can't go out of business because you're giving your business away,
No,
but at the
no.
same time, if you're trying to help people out, I think that's fantastic.
That's one good thing we like doing it because we're able to bid our jobs. If a customer does need our help a little more than the other, usually you can tell, but we're able to do that because our prices aren't set in stone.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
fantastic.
Yep.
So is it a very competitive business right now?
Very,
Oh yeah,
very.
we see a new truck every day pull up to the dump, and it's just
Wow.
like we'll see some guy in a brand new truck, and it's like, oh, I haven't seen them yet. So
So you have a lot of competition. Is it
But-
people starting out like yourself and they've got their own pickup truck and they're just dumping stuff? Or are you seeing, is it both? Maybe people who are individually doing it and then companies that are getting started?
It's usually both. I mean, you'll always have that one guy doing it for $20 kind of thing. But like I said, you get what you pay for.
Right,
So,
absolutely.
and there's also a ton of companies. I love every other junk removal company in this area, actually. We're good friends with most of them. They've all been great people, helped us out a ton. It's crazy. You'd think your competitors wouldn't be as friendly as these guys are, but the people, shout out to Chase Forrester and Brandon, but they helped us out like astronomically. It's been amazing.
I'm gonna tell you, I saw a post the other day on Facebook, and a guy was saying, do you share any of your information with your competition? I don't.
Really?
I want to be king. I want to be number one, and so I don't share. But it was really funny. He was asking for opinions from other people, and I noticed as I was reading through the thread, more and more smaller entrepreneurs, and they were actually a large company for practical standards for local. But most of the smaller companies said, yeah, we like to mentor other people and help them, because even though I give them my strategies and even though I give them my tips and tricks, they're not me. Right. Yeah. And so even if these other companies are helping you or you're helping other companies, you are who move is y'all.
Yes,
right. So you might have practices that are similar, but nobody's going to be Robert.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the connection is just amazing too. I mean, we say those competitors, we're trying to stack up jobs throughout the week and we get stuck. We can easily call one of them and say, hey, I need you to go out there and help me with this. Or they call us with jobs that they need help with. So,
well, it sounds like you guys are growing and expanding. Do you ever run into a job where it's just absolutely too big? You can't get it done. No.
we've gone through
there's
a few, but we always try and we've gotten stuck, apologizing to the customer saying, hey, we didn't know this was going to happen. And so we'll have to reschedule for the next week, and we try and kind of help out as much as we can, but some things are just out of our control.
Right.
So.
Now, what about timing? So if someone were to call you today, are you guys booked out for weeks in advance, or can you usually get somebody in a day or two?
It's usually pretty flexible, honestly. I mean, we stay booked out 1 to 2 weeks normally.
Wow.
But if someone does need something last second, a lot of the customers are understanding and don't need it done as soon as they need it. So a lot of them are flexible, which makes it a lot easier. And a lot of times we try to work very, very fast. We want to get the job done as quick as possible. So a lot of times we're able to squeeze last second jobs, and we leave a little bit of room in our schedule for that if it happens as well.
So do y'all have other staff that helps you, or do you three just, you're going out, you're lifting, you're dumping?
It's just mostly us three, I'd say.
Wow.
We'll sometimes have to, get a helper out if him and Carson are running a truck and they need me to go to another job with a trailer. I'll just try and get someone else that we usually hire that needs some money.
That's when the North Greenville students come in and play a lot.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you want to make some extra money? Come help us.
Exactly.
Come help us with this job
And
today.
it's nice that we're able to help them out as well. I know a lot of my friends don't have time for jobs because of how hard they're trying at school and stuff. and I'm very thankful for the help they've given us too.
Now, it sounds like y'all have expanded a lot. So you started with your pickup truck. Now you've got then you got a trailer.
Yes,
so you
ma'am.
have a company truck?
Yes, ma'am. So we just bought a dump truck recently. I think we got it 2 weeks ago now. It's been pretty fun to use.
Helped a lot.
That's awesome. Probably sped up your time,
A
right?
lot.
From one
Yes,
job to the
ma'am.
next.
Yeah.
So what are y'all thinking for more expansions? Are you looking to go to more areas, get more trucks, get employees? What are y'all thinking?
My goal by the end of the summer is to hire one more employee to help us out with, especially when I go back to school. But I kind of like where we're at. We've grown more than expected already.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't expecting to be where we're at in a year at all.
That's amazing.
So we're very excited and happy about that. But I would like to hire one more employee by the end of the summer, and then I want to stay local for now. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself.
Yeah, don't get too big too fast.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that can be a hindrance as well. So what's been your greatest challenge, you guys think, in starting up your business?
Probably trying to get our name out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the hardest thing for any company is trying to grow. We can do the work, we can do the labor, we can post ads, videos, but trying to get people to see what we actually do is just the hardest part to get out there.
Do you guys get a lot of referrals, I would assume?
Oh, yes,
Referrals
man.
are
We
great.
try also to, every time we do a good job for a customer, they're happy with it, we try and ask them, hey, can you leave us a review? Kind of, if you have any neighbors that need help, I'd love if you gave us our name.
Yeah,
So-
the best tool I think a business can have is business cards, especially for you guys. So if you go see them, leave them a card or a magnet or something they can put on the fridge
I
and
think
call
we
you
actually
back.
just got these cards that you can tap your phone with, and it'll bring it straight to the website.
That's fantastic.
So I just have it's in my wallet, so I'll just have someone tap my wallet,
Yep.
and it goes straight to it.
That's
and it's a
great.
great
That's
thing.
great. Do you get a lot of repeat customers, or are they pretty much new customers?
It really varies. So we get the residential jobs aren't normally repeat because people will save up junk 3-4 years, then call us, so we don't ever see them again. But a lot of the people are like our target market is a bunch of real estate investors, people who flip houses, because we can go down in there, tear down whole kitchens, tear down a whole house if they need us to. So a lot of the repeat business is mostly with the real estate investors and other contractors.
Oh, great. What about property managers? Where they've got renters and then
Yes,
the renters take off and leave all their stuff. Do y'all get a
we've
lot of that?
we've had to do a good amount of cleanouts. They can be fun. They can be rough. You just never know. But yeah, we've had a lot of property managers come in and say, hey, there's a few people that had to get out of this house. It's a mess. I need you to come clean it. We got a lot of videos, so if people check us out on Facebook, they'll see a lot of our cleanouts. They'll see, it looks from a house with stuff everywhere to just cleaned out.
Oh, so y'all do it kind of a before and after.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
that's fantastic. Well, what about large items? Like I do real estate as well, and I had one person I helped to get into a property, but when she left like a trampoline. So do you guys do large items like a trampoline?
Yeah, so we actually removed a trampoline probably a month ago. We went out there and we just take some tools and unscrew all the bars, and then we'll either, we try and just do whatever's easiest for the customer. But we also have sledgehammers, so if they don't want it, and it's a big cabinet that we just can't pick up, we'll just kind of crush it down a little
Oh, that
bit.
makes a lot of sense. But pools, you'll take down pools.
We're working on that.
Well, yeah,
right
we've had
now.
our struggles with a few, but we're trying to work on one right now. So.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that's pretty awesome. So what's the most unique thing you found that you picked up?
Wow, there's
Yeah.
been a lot. We see things we never expect to see.
Unique
I don't even
thing?
know where to start.
I don't either. We did find I don't know if it's real or not, but it was a big bucket of bones.
Oh, we did, yeah.
A big bucket of bones. Did you
and-
guys report that to the police, or y'all just threw it in the back of the truck and went on?
Well, I
We
couldn't tell if they
dumped
were
it.
real or fake. They were painted over. I didn't know.
They were too small to be cow bones, but too big to be
And
deer
we didn't know
bones.
what was in that
It
container
was-
either. So when we dumped the trailer and
Oh
it
my
went
gosh.
out, it
And they
just
were-
fell. It broke open, fell over. And I just looked at Robert. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it was a very unique find.
Now, what about when you go out and stuff is in really good condition and you guys are hauling it off? Do you ever take it to consignment stores, or
So-
you guys even sell those items?
We it depends on what it is. If it's something we don't want, we try and take it to Goodwill or Miracle Hill. I think we all kind of believe that, if it's something that shouldn't be trashed, take it to someone that could use it.
Yeah.
If it's something that we could use or sell, we'll take it. I mean, I got a 55-inch TV.
Oh my
I
God.
put it in my room and it worked. It's worked for the past 3 months now. So
we find some goodies.
You find some goodies. Now, what about rodents or snakes? Have you ever went in and found some of those in the home?
That's actually what we got the most backlash for, I think, so far. We found it was like a 4-foot copperhead, and we didn't know we were working with it. It was right under us.
Oh my God.
And I don't know how we didn't get bit. It was terrifying. But we run into copperheads a good bit, and we see a good bit of like moles and rats too. But
Yeah,
I
I would
think
say
a lot of
taking down
clean
something
outs.
outside,
Yeah.
probably, right?
Yeah, a lot of
Probably
brush
under the-
piles we do. We'll
Mhm.
lift something up and you'll see a snake or a mouse run up. but-
copperhead just waiting to bite you.
Oh my
It just
Well,
scares
and the
you real
black
quick.
widow spiders here,
Oh, yeah.
so you
We
have to
do
be really
find
careful,
those,
especially
yeah.
around the wood piles and stuff like
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
So, what has been the most fun about your job? What do you love the most about it?
Demo.
Demo.
I think it's just something new every day. Like I've had a lot of jobs in the past, whether it's restaurant, construction, anything like that, and it's just I wake up every morning, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
What I'm
like,
doing. You don't know where you're going for the day.
I just look at the address. It says big job, go clean it. I'm like, all right. I wake up and you never know what you're gonna find. So
Oh my gosh.
demo is also fun
Demo
though.
is very
You
fun.
just it's like
Get a
it's like we're
break.
kids
Yeah.
Playing
I
with
mean,
big
we
boy
can just
toys, yeah.
break houses.
So you guys
down.
are probably the 3 least stressed kids in town, right?
I wouldn't say
yeah.
that honestly.
I'd probably go a little bit opposite of that. I think it goes. It's stressful a lot of times, but we try our hardest to like not take it out on each other. I mean,
Right.
we've been friends for a long time, so and we've always been, told friends and companies don't match, but we've never had issues. It's just we try and figure it out with each other instead of just doing one thing on our own.
I think that's great. Well, and I talked to you guys a little bit before we started, so it sounds like each one of you have a different role in the company, right? So tell me a little bit. So Robert, what do you do?
So I'm the founder, and I kind of run the marketing aspect of everything. I talk to all the customers, I schedule everything, and I just kind of manage the jobs. And yeah, and then Carson, he's in there. He's our financial manager, so he handles all the numbers. He knows what we're spending, what we're making, that kind of thing.
He tells us not to eat lunch, not to eat dinner.
Not to go spend money on
I have an
breakfast.
issue with eating a lot during
Yeah,
jobs. So.
he's like, bring your peanut butter sandwiches from home.
That's what he does. Yeah,
He's amazing though. I thank Carson for making our company grow probably the most. We didn't see near as much growth as we have until he joined us.
Yeah. And then Ben, what role
I
do
do
you play?
all the content, so I run all the social medias, and then I do most of the labor. So I'll just go out, and then at the end of the day, I try if I have time to, make a video or two, post on social media, give people an idea.
So who created your logo?
That was me actually.
Created your
That's me.
logo.
I did that on a spring break trip with a bunch of guys my sophomore year of college. When it was still a side hustle, I was like, I'm gonna make this a business. So then
There you go.
I got to it.
So you have to go back and when you guys become really famous, you're gonna have to say this all began because of my mom.
It did. It did.
My mom was like, you need money.
She's been such a help. Yeah.
Use your
She's
truck
been-
and
she's
go make
amazing.
some money. So what differentiates you guys? I mean, obviously there's a lot of moving companies in town.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what makes y'all a little bit different than everybody else?
So I think we care about our customers the most. We would completely rather build a good relationship with a customer than make a dollar. We don't. I mean, the money's nice, obviously, but we don't care too much about it. So, and we love being able to help people out. Like, there's been a few jobs where we've even just done it to do it, and it's just the matter of helping people out. I think is what we love, and we also put customer service up top. So we always want to have the best manners possible, get the job done the fastest, and be just really whatever the customer wants. Yeah.
I think also we're young too
Yeah.
right now, so I think, it's a better look, and I don't want to sound rude saying this, but having 3 young kids come and help them out instead of a guy being very rude to
Yeah.
a customer saying, hey, you need to pay me this. Because
Well, I can tell you guys are from the South and y'all have all been raised right because I think if y'all said yes, ma'am, once, you've said it 10 times or more.
Probably,
So
probably.
that's the true Southern gentleman right there. What about age-wise demographics? Who do y'all see calls you the most? Is there an age group that you see a lot repeat of?
Usually just older, probably 40 to 60 range people who have done very well for themselves, whether it's real estate investors, whether they have a property management company. That's really our target audience.
it
right
is.
there.
I really enjoy working for people in that audience too, just because
Yeah.
they have a lot of stories.
Yeah.
So they always congratulate us on what we do, and then we try and make conversation with them as much as we can. if they have a beautiful house, we'll kind of explain like, hey, this is very pretty. I like what you've done with it.
Right.
And they'll just kind of tell us what they do, and it's really interesting to hear a lot of people's stories.
And what about housing developments or apartment complexes? Do you have problems getting into those? I know you do mostly real estate, but obviously you take care of those as well, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
So do you have issues with the apartment complexes or housing developments letting you come in?
They're usually great with us. We do a few in the Greer area that a lot of people, when they're moving out of their apartments, they don't care what happens to their stuff because they're leaving. So they'll throw it just beside the dumpster, things like mattresses that can't fit in those little dumpsters. So we get called out to do those a good bit.
Oh, that's awesome that you work well with them. You just can't throw it in their dumpster.
No, we throw it in ours, yeah.
Because they get upset when you do that, I bet.
Yes,
right?
man. We hadn't tried it.
So what do you guys think's next? I mean, what area do you cover right now?
So we cover really the whole upstate. We'll go from Anderson and up to Blue Ridge, Spartanburg. So really within an hour is great, but if you're a little over an hour, we'll also come out to you.
Yeah, we do have to charge a little bit more sometimes if it's an hour and a half drive, just because, gas.
Dump truck is not nice on fuel.
And then coming back again for the dump, it sometimes doesn't work in our favor, but if it's a job that we can do, we'll try to.
I think that's great. Well, I'll tell you, my husband's a pastor, and we were relocating our church, and I had no idea that movers existed. Now, I'm up in the Rock Hill area where our church is, but for days, we had begged every man in the church who had a pickup truck to come and make all these trips.
Yes,
and then finally my son down here in Greenville said, Mom, there's people who do that for a living. They'll come out and pick up your stuff. And it was like brand new to me. So I called this guy, and it was very similar to what you did. He came out and took probably what would have been another 12 or 13 trips for us. Yeah. So I think even for large companies, because commercial seems to be moving a lot these days, they're downsizing and going from a large building to a small building. Do you guys do that kind of work as well?
Yeah, I think so. Every now and then.
We did that these past 2 weekends. We've rented a dump. We rent our trailers every once in a while as well. If we can use the dump truck and not using the trailer, we'll go rent that. But Builder Supply, one of our good friends, is moving to another location up in North Carolina, I believe. So I mean, like, that company rented our dumpster just so they could throw stuff out because they are, I think, downsizing.
Yeah, a lot of companies seem to be downsizing. The commercial business, it hasn't been doing as well when it used to. So, well, I want to let our audience know how to reach you guys, because like you said, that is one of the hardest struggles that young companies have. And so we want our listening audience to know exactly how to reach you. So tell everybody that's listening, how do they reach out to you?
Social media. Honestly, social media. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We try and post all around. TikTok and Instagram, it goes, to different states. So it helps people kind of, if they have families in South Carolina, it's like, hey, I just found these guys on social media. And I want you to call them, see what they do.
Give them your website if you would.
Our website is move/gvl.com.
I'm trying to think what our social media
all of our Facebooks, the name Move was unfortunately taken, so we had to do Move_GVL because that is where we're based out of. So yeah, everything's Move GVL.
But you'll do the upstate, anywhere in the upstate.
Anywhere in the upstate, yeah.
Yes, and if they want to see anything of what we do and have a question, if you go on our social media, we have almost anything and everything that it'll show a lot.
Give us a call.
Give these guys a call.
DM us, call us, text us. We'll try and answer as quick as we can.
Well, I always like to end with a surprise question. So if you didn't watch any of my other podcasts, then it'll really be a surprise question. If you did watch some of the other podcasts, you already know. So either one of you can answer it first. It doesn't matter. But I like to just have a fun question at the end. So if you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
You want to answer that first?
Man, you got it. I got to think.
Mine would be teleportation, because then we don't have to drive to customers' houses. No, I'm kidding. And it'd just be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Probably invisibility.
Invisibility?
Pretty cool.
Tell me why.
100%. I don't know. It'd just be pretty cool. Like,
if you don't want to be seen,
just go like wherever. Like, just can't see me.
See things, hear things.
I went hide and go seek all the time. Like,
you would.
I think I'd do pretty good.
You would do really well, I'm sure. Well, listen, guys, I am so excited that y'all came today. I
Yes,
hope you
ma'am.
enjoyed talking about your business because I enjoyed hearing about it. Listeners, please reach out to these guys. Number one, they are young entrepreneurs. Move is on the move, it sounds like. You guys
We
are doing
are.
some great things. They are definitely one of the hidden talents here in the upstate. So if you've got anything you need to have moved, call these guys out. Let them come help you. And listen, we're here at the 864 Sound studio in Greenville, South Carolina. Brandon Higginbotham is the owner. Y'all, Brandon can do anything with sound, whether it's music, podcast, recording. You guys are missing out on promoting your business. Commercials, he does amazing commercials for your business. So if you're not using Brandon, please reach out to him. He has a passion for small businesses, just like Get Local does. And of course, follow Get Local. We are on also all the social media platforms, and we're Get Local SC. So we hope that you'll follow us. Thank you for listening to us each and every week. You can find us on any podcast platform. So be sure to listen and share and come back next week when we have another hidden gem from the upstate. Thanks for joining Get Local, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
God loves you.
God loves you. Yes.